back, note takers. It is another episode of the On a Real Note podcast. I'm your host, Aidan,
And I'm your other host, Noah Aaron.
and I am so excited for this new series we are getting into. I actually found messages from 3 years ago, Noah, where we talked about covering the show when we first started the podcast 3 years ago, which is probably near our 3-year anniversary. So shout out to us. But I definitely was like, we need to cover Married to Medicine. We both talked about watching it. Even before we had the podcast, I'm sure we both were like, we need to get into Married to Medicine.
Yeah,
So we finally made it happen because, we have a show. And, we have a little incentive, but this will be a monthly series. So we're going to cover one season a month over the next year or so. The show currently has 12 seasons. Hopefully by the time, we get to next year, there's a 13th to cover, and then we'll be all caught up,
right.
ideally. It's like the perfect number. It worked out perfectly. So we are going to get into it. This episode will cover season 1, and we will have a monthly episode covering the Married to Medicine seasons. If you are not familiar with the show, but you are familiar with Bravo Housewives, it is essentially housewives, but they are married to medicine. So
Well, they are.
medicinal real housewives, basketball wives, if you will. Or they are the medicine, that's right. Which is like kind of iconic to me.
Yeah.
But it is filmed in Atlanta, so that's, the kind of cultural tie to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Another Atlanta show. Dr. Jackie has, given birth to a lot of Atlanta housewives children. Candy has been on this show in the future seasons. But, and also at its
Phaedra also.
launch,
No.
oh yeah, Phaedra was mentioned this season. Phaedra dated everybody ex. Phaedra dated Jamal Bryant. Phaedra dated quad husband. What's his name? Grant? I'm bad with the husband names.
Yeah.
I barely remember the one who's named after me. So
Not spelled the Catholic way.
oh, it is not spelled the Catholic way. Well, that man is from Bangladesh. No, I know. I don't know if the Catholic Church, they got far. They like to spread the word. I don't know if they got over there. They might have. Man, I think it's an interesting tie, especially in the 2012, 2013. That was kind of the reality TV moment. Basketball Wives was
Right.
huge. Big franchise.
Real House of Atlanta was having like its heyday.
Exactly. So, it made sense. It was a smart community to tap into, and it created a behemoth. We have 12 seasons of this show, a
Right.
spinoff in LA, which only lasted 2 seasons, but I don't know, it just created a behemoth, and people probably refer to themselves as Married to Medicine. I mean, my sister-in-law is going to be, she's in med school, and my future sister-in-law, and I feel like, maybe if, I can get a doctor bay, and my siblings can be Married to Medicine. Like we can get a show. So
Right.
I'm on the lookout.
I mean, why not? And I love it because it really does. I like when this relates to Housewives too. Like when they kind of cast with like a theme in mind. Like you look at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, they kind of have that religious theme going on, at least with the initial casting of the first season. When you look at like original casting of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, you have like kind of athletes wives, people with music industry or entertainment industry connections. When you look at Beverly Hills, all these women are actresses. When you look,
Mhm.
just like in general, like Jersey has the whole
Yeah.
family thing. I like
Potomac
when
had their etiquette kinda
yeah,
ties.
I think, yeah, I like when there's kind of like an overall, like, overarching theme with the cast, and it kinda helps tie the women together.
Yeah, and what worked for this cast, which I mean, Mariah doesn't let you forget it if you watch the show, but she is the nucleus of the cast, and they are genuinely connected, which I thought was
Yeah,
very interesting, and, it's kinda rare in these casts, they have to throw somebody in who is not organically kind of part of the mix or, one of
yeah.
their friends, but, I thought the connections were, like, real and genuine, and I thought quite interesting, so, we have Mariah at the center, and then
Mhm.
Quad is her best friend,
Yeah.
and then Dr. Simone, who's probably my favorite castmate, just to throw that
I
in
don't
there,
talk to Simone.
delivered her daughter, and then Mariah's aunt was Simone's son's nanny. And then
Yeah,
obviously Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, both OBGYNs, they're
yeah.
best friends. And
Mhm.
then Toya's husband worked with Dr. Aidan, Mariah's husband, and
Mhm.
Carrie's husband was friends with Aidan, who's also a
Yeah,
doctor. So Mariah is truly the nucleus, as she said, but
yeah.
like I messaged you right before we recorded, Mariah insisted upon herself and that role in the group, which
Right.
I think was to her demise, but we will
Yeah.
get into it all.
One, I mean, should we just jump right into Mariah and just start going down the lineup of these girls?
I think before that, we have to establish it's kind of like what was going on with Basketball Wives a little bit, where like Mariah's like producer and castmate. They definitely demoted her in this because I remember she even said that she had to give up a little creative control to be a castmate. But she's
Mhm.
also, a bit of a founder. I think that was also the case with Mob Wives a little bit. obviously we see with Baddies with Natalie, where there's like this castmate who's also like a producer and has some a little bit more pull, maybe, and that also kind of throws off the dynamic with the women, even though it's not explicitly explained.
Right, when I think I saw somewhere, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw somewhere where I was, like, looking up stuff that apparently they had al like, prior to, like, what we saw, they had filmed, like, another pilot before to like, for this
Ooh,
show
that
involving
makes sense.
Mariah and maybe some different women and stuff like that, so, like, from what I understand, this show was, like, quite a few years in the making.
I mean, that makes sense. Mariah seems like the type to be like, I see this woman doing that. Let me go pitch this, shop this around, see what we
Mhm.
can do. I know an interesting group of women, but that makes sense. That's a story with a lot of reality shows. You hear about like pilots or sizzle reels that got sent out, or test
Yeah,
filmings and castmates with that. So that makes sense.
yeah. One, I think, and I think, like, even when I was Mariah, it does create a weird dynamic because, like, you look even at Real Housewives shows where you have, like, a Giselle on Potomac or a Kyle Richards on Beverly Hills or a Bethany on New York City, where, like, it's obvious they have a certain level of pull with production.
Mhm.
Probably, like, the ones I listed probably to varying degrees, um, with Kyle, I think, being the worst example. Uh,
So I've heard. You know, I don't watch that one, but
yeah. Yeah, so I think and yeah, like, it really does create, like, a weird thing with I think the other women, like, they do resent the fact that they don't necessarily have that level of power, control, or influence over the actual production of the show,
right. And
and
then
it
you see the
definitely
people who go after them,
yeah,
be off the show, lose the job.
right, well, that's what Dorit is saying at this reunion for Beverly Hills right
Oh,
now, that Kyle has the
oh.
power to get anyone off the show, and Kyle wanna gasp about it.
Well, I mean, you know, I don't go up for the re but did she lie? I don't
I think she was being honest there. She lies about her finances, she lies about paying her taxes and whatnot, but not about this. Um But yeah, go I guess in going into this, I mean, obviously, we've been talking about it for a
Mhm.
while, but I think we were both excited to kind of finally jump in, but I think we'll actually get into all the details and stuff, but, like, overall, would you say that it lived up to expectations or up to the hype?
Bitch and more.
And more.
And more, bitch.
That's right.
'Cause I was like, "Wait a minute,
Yeah,
I've been missing out." And
right.
people have told me it's mostly been my laziness. And you
Mm,
know me well enough to know how I consume shows, or sometimes I
yeah,
can start a show and not watch it, but pick it up 3 years later, and it's
yeah,
just a lot of energy to start something new, and I know you're the same way. So
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just like, "Damn, I've been missing this all these years." But I have seen clips, so I was familiar with the ladies and some of the tropes. Like,
Uh-huh.
I knew that Toya was always keeping up with the Joneses, or, like, that's what the fans said, but I
Yeah.
didn't know she was so explicit about it. Toya will
Right,
tell you herself she's keeping up with the Joneses,
right.
which I kinda respect. I
That's a
know Dr. Jackie was holier than thou, not to that extent.
Yeah, that's the thing is I feel like the women were being quite true to themselves, and I like that we did I mean, we got right into the action because, especially when you look at, like and we're gonna be comparing this to Real Housewives a lot because that's essentially what it is.
Mhm,
But when you look at a lot of, like, those classic Real Housewives shows, not so much the newer shows when they launch, they tend to launch just, like, going
mhm.
bam, bam, bam right away because 'cause they've got the format down. But these, like, shows that launched a while
Yes,
back, like, usually the first season tends to be a little bit boring or start a little bit slow,
exactly.
but not with these Married to Medicine girls. They were doing a lot in their first season.
Right? Now, I was gonna say it was giving me what I reminded of watching season 1 of Salt Lake City, and a
Uh-huh.
little bit of what I'm getting watching Rhode Island right now, where it's like, there's
Right.
actual connection, there's a flash in the pan,
Yeah,
good group of women, everyone kinda contributes their own, and
yeah,
everyone has, like, their own unique personality, not everyone's a doctor, not everyone's, the same,
yeah.
vibe. Although I think Toya and Mariah are more similar than they wanna be. They could be great friends, and hopefully we get that in the future, I don't know, but
Well, then we'll see. Well, yeah, and I think that's actually a really good point that I think this is kind of a precursor to what we do see with the Modern Housewives franchises. Because I feel like Modern Housewives are something else because they come on the air and some of these women will, like, speed run what would have normally been, like, a Housewives character arc over, like, 10 seasons. They'll do it in, like, 1 or 2 seasons.
I mean, Pinky Cole was going through a whole financial housewives crisis in 4 episodes.
Right. One thing, yeah, she's already experiencing what some women took years to experience on a Housewives.
And then the Rhode Island girls, they all got the husband stepping out already, and it's been, what, 4 or 5 episodes?
I thought you were gonna say those Rhode Island girls all got that dog in them. I was like, "Yeah, they do."
I mean, oh, jury's still out on Rosie. I have some tea on Rosie, but I'll tell you off the camera.
Ooh.
But it's not that piping. But I mean, I think Liz got that dog in her. I think Liz would swing on me.
Oh, yeah, Liz will fuck somebody up. That bitch is I mean, I keep saying it, she's crazy.
And Alicia, don't let her in the car. She might
Welcome
run
to
your
Rhode
ass over.
Island, bitch.
And we know Alicia's good for some vehicular manslaughter, or not manslaughter, but
I know
vehicular assault. Is that what
she
it's
might
called?
she might run some people over, I don't know. But,
But let's get into the show.
yeah, let's talk about the Mariah of it all because like you said, she's the nucleus,
Ooh,
she's the queen bee. I mean, she
that's
says it
true.
enough times.
And she says this. She says my name enough times too. This is one of those because like my name is not that popular, Aiden, but like it's growing there. But I'm not used to hearing it in like media. Noah, the Bible, Noah. It's like it's there.
I know,
But
it's
I'm not.
there.
I'm like, every second I'm like looking up at the screen like, oh yeah, they're not. They're
They're not
talking about
talking about me.
Mariah Bangladeshi husband.
You're like, I know she's not talking to me like that."
I mean, she was mostly nice. She was
Yeah,
mostly nice to him.
to her
She
husband, yeah.
she knew her role. I mean,
Right. Well,
Toya drove Eugene crazy. Talk about let me upgrade this house,
yeah, get
running up his credit
you
card.
you
But
try doing you aren't sit you need Botox.
Mariah.
Um, yeah, Mariah, like, it's interesting with her because she really is, like, in that connector role that we see, and I think I'm just gonna start off saying I think the problem with this connector role in general, when you have like a Mariah or you have a Jill from New York City or you have a Caroline Manzo from Jersey or whomever, um, or a Charisse from Potomac. I think sometimes when you have like the woman that's in this connector role, I feel
Hmm.
like they almost feel entitled that like, no, this is my show. I'm the star. You're all only here because of me, which
Yeah.
could be true, but it's still an ensemble
I
cast.
mean, you don't gotta say. I think Mariah definitely felt that way,
Yeah,
and I think it reminded me a lot of Karen Huger. But I know Karen acts in a way that at least like I don't know. I believe she's in on the joke.
yeah,
I think that's how I interpret Karen. But
yeah,
Mariah's very serious about
right. No, she's dead serious.
it. And even how she positions herself in some of her friendships, and how she speaks in the confessional,
Mhm.
and even the aftermath of the fight. Because truthfully, Mariah was in the right,
Right, yeah, no, she was, I
but
mean,
everyone went against her because she was just being like, "No, you also need to bow down. You all need to fall in line because I'm on the show," rather than like taking accountability to try to move on
yeah,
from it.
yeah, the fight was crazy, but
Which there was a big episode 4. If you've never seen the show, you were
yeah,
watching along with us. Episode 4, big fight. Not episode 10 at the end. Episode 4, ball gowns, Toya and Mariah throwdown.
right by
Which is
the
kind
pool.
of a gag because the beginning of the show is kind of setting up Toya versus Quad, which is Mariah's best friend.
Yeah, that's, like, honestly, that's the thing is, like, watching the first episode or 2 of the show, I really thought it was gonna be more Toya and Quad, like, I thought that
Mhm.
and I mean, it still featured heavily and whatnot, but I thought
Yeah.
that was gonna be, like, really the only main focus of the season as far as, like, the beefing with
Mhm.
Toya versus Quad, with, Carrie kinda jumping in on Toya's side, and maybe Mariah jumping in on Quad's side or being,
Mhm.
like, kind of, like, in the middle or something, like, that's where I
Yeah.
kinda thought we were
Yeah, and
going.
then Jackie voice of reason, Simone kind of like
Yeah,
humor and voice of reason, which
that's where I
is
thought it
I
was
mean,
going.
they stayed their roles, but I
Yeah,
thought so too, which is probably what was produced, which is what I'm thinking is like
yeah.
that was the plan going into it. They didn't expect Latoya to run her mouth
Yeah.
about the paternity of Mariah's kids and
Mhm.
whether or not her husband Aiden was the father of her oldest child, Lauren,
Right, and for
who he
Mariah
had adopted.
for both Mariah and her mother to find
Oh,
out,
Miss Lucy. Oh,
Miss
Miss
Lucy.
Lucy.
Miss Lucy is something
From
else.
the hairdresser, from the hairdresser.
Yeah, that's what I put in my notes, I was like, "Why is so much shit going down at the salon?" I'm like, "Why is all of this coming out there?"
Because but black people in the salon, Noah, it's a tortilla spill.
Well, what happens at the barbershop?
Misogyny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. But, yeah, like, Mariah, so she kind of does start out the season kind of as the grande dame, she's kind of the Karen Huger, the Lisa Vanderpump,
Mhm.
she's kinda like she clearly kind of feels above these girls, and she's kind of like and the thing is, like, at least in the first episode, it seems like the girls kind of do, for the most part,
Mhm.
fall in line with that, and they kind of seem to, like, accept the hierarchy a little bit. maybe there's still some tension, but
Yeah. I don't know about Dr. Jackie, but
right. Well, but they're not really coming for Mariah
yeah.
with that, and, like, Mariah's more so
There's
playing the
not a
role.
reason to.
Yeah, and Mariah's more so playing the role of the peacekeeper as, like, the girls are kind of attacking Quad, who's new to the group, who's Mariah's
Yeah.
friend. Um, but, like, you really kinda see Mariah gradually, like, slide into the shit, like, as the episodes unfold.
Yeah. I know, I'm probably gonna make a lot of Potomac comparisons because that's my favorite
Mhm.
Housewives franchise,
Yeah.
but it's definitely like Carrie and Toy are definitely like Giselle Robin.
Yeah.
Quad is the ass, she kinda new to the group.
Yeah.
Mariah's giving care, and I'm the matriarch, I'm here.
Imma bring this young girl in.
Imma bring this young girl in, show her the ropes.
Yeah.
Simone giving Katie just funny, just cackling.
It's funny in there.
Dr. Jackie's her own archetype.
Yeah,
Dr.
she
Jackie's one of her own,
nothing. We ain't never seen nothing like this.
right? Who I have a love and hate for, but we'll get to
Yeah.
the lovely esteemed, the illustrious Dr. Jackie.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Mariah was definitely keeping the peace because at the
Mhm.
beginning, they're going in for Quad for not being up to par of a doctor's wife, which is
Yeah.
very similar to how they were judging Ashley
Yeah.
in that sense.
Right.
But it kinda got flipped very quickly because Quad doesn't hold back. So we
Right.
kinda see Mariah holding the tensions between all sides because she is genuinely friends
Yeah.
with everybody,
Yeah.
but that only lasts about 2, 3 episodes.
Yeah, before we really start seeing the cracks and whatnot.
And this
Um,
is where Mariah starts to insist upon herself.
yes, because I think Mariah's problem, and I like Mariah, but her problem
Mhm.
is I think, as we said earlier, she kind of seems to see herself as above these girls, and she kind of like you kind of said earlier, she demands they fall in line. Like I feel like whenever she has like conflict with one of the other women, she goes right to I don't know. It's like she goes right to this place of like, I'm your boss."
Yeah. And it's like, "Are you?
Yeah, right?
Do you work for Purveyors of Pop? I mean, you might." But, I think part of it is also, like, a show like this, you have some of the most credentialed
Yeah,
people in the world, like, with MDs. Like,
right,
it's just not easy to do,
right. No,
especially as a black woman. So,
that thing, yeah,
you have the mix of that and, like and they talk about on the show, the MD and the MRS MD.
right,
And, like, my letters are before my name, my letters are after my name, yours are before your name, you know?
right, right, right. For sure,
So,
I
I
think.
think that could also play a part of it because Mariah is, of course, an MRS,
Uh huh.
as are
No,
Quad and Carrie
but I
and
definitely
Toya.
got the vibe at times that the women, our couple of women that were doctors, kind of were holding themselves to a different standard, obviously. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and I think where it really went left with Mariah, because the thing is, like, Mariah, she had, like, moments with the other women, like, she'd kinda, like, have
Mhm.
tension, like, she'd get into it like, she got into it with Kari, like, at Carrie, at, like, the wine tasting thing, when they were preparing for their husband's joint birthday party and everything, but, like, they kinda, like, squashed it and, like, mostly made up and everything, but I think, obviously, where the shit really hit the fan with her was the fight with Toya. Um,
And her mom in general.
yeah,
Miss
and her
Lucy just
mom
running her mouth.
yeah. Nothing yeah, there's definitely some
'Cause her
mom
mom was amping it up and kind of that's what started the whole fight. Miss Lucy goes up to Toya,
yeah.
like, "Oh, why were you spreading these rumors? Why are you talking about this?" Like, very like, "I'm stepping to you." So Toya was understanding, like, "Oh." Obviously, Toya is mess. Toya is the messiest person on the show.
Yeah.
I will declare that. And I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. This is one of the rare shows where, like, I kinda like everybody to an extent. Carrie annoyed me, but
Yeah.
even she was trying with the shade. But anyway, Toya is messy. So Toya go up to Mariah like, "Your mom is trying to beat my ass." And then they get the tussling in gowns. Mariah was very close to getting Toya in that pool, I will say.
I know. I put in my notes,
Toya held up with all her might, all her core strength, like, "I'm not going in this pool."
I put in my notes
She was an inch away.
with how close they were fighting to the edge of that pool, like, I was shocked that nobody ended up in there,
Right?
not like them or the
Yeah.
bystanders that were trying to break it up, like,
Right?
nobody up in that
The
pool.
purse did and the phone did, but they have to fish the purse and the phone out.
Um, What floored me about the fight was because I mean, obviously, I'm not blind. I saw the from the as we kind of like in the episodes leading up, like we saw they were showing like, oh, coming up next. So like I knew it was gonna come to blows, but like
Yeah.
I didn't really understand about what. And then like once Quad came in and told Mariah what Toya had been saying, I'm like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
now I know what's gonna cause the fight. But what shocked me is that I was assuming that the fight was gonna break out, like, once Mariah confronted her on it, but, like, they didn't even get that far, like, they started fighting. Toya probably has no idea what she's even getting swung on for. Like, she like, it like,
I mean, she knew what she was saying around town.
I guess, but I mean, like, Mariah hadn't even had a chance to, like, really bring
That's
up what was
true.
said or what she was mad about, so it's like, we didn't even get that far, like, I literally
Right.
thought, I was like, "Okay, like, there's gonna be a confrontation." Like, I didn't even think we were gonna get the fight in that episode, I was like, "Oh, they're, like, gonna drag it." I was like, "She's gonna start confronting her at the end of the episode, and it's gonna get close to the fight, but then we're not gonna actually get the fight."
Yeah.
So when they started, like, "Pop, pop, 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 pop," I was like, "Shit,
It
damn." I was
was a
like, "It's
lot.
episode 4 of season 1."
Yeah. That's what I think. I knew this fight happened because I had seen clips of it. But in my mind, one, I didn't know the context, and in my mind, oh, this must be a season finale. This
Right?
must happen at the last
Not not
episode.
not halfway through the damn season.
This must be the culmination of all of the events of filming. No, not the, like, not the spike of it all.
Like, the
Because
second not the
this pretty
second
much
or third
set
reveal.
up the rest of the show. Like, obviously, the beginning is kind of like Toya Quad carry, that little drama, but
Yeah,
the rest of the show is kind of stakes on Mariah versus Toya and those sides. But
yeah.
Dr. Jackie even said they were coming up to her at work talking about, "Why you take Mariah's side?" So, it really was a sides game at this point. It's
Well,
like when that big
somebody
eviction happens on Big Brother and ain't no play in the middle anymore.
somebody had to take Mariah's side 'cause I feel like in the immediate aftermath of the fight, I was like, "Why everyone hating on Mariah for this?"
Which leads me to believe that they were waiting to hate on Mariah and she was probably pissing them all off.
Right, they
Because
needed a
in the
reason.
aftermath, I'm like, Toya, you're messy for this. Even though the streets say that like it was kind of an open secret, people already knew. They talk about it at the reunion that like it was kind of being discussed in the hair salon as if like an everyone kind of knew kind of way. But
Yeah,
to bring it to the show,
it's
the daughter
nasty.
doesn't know. The daughter is 8, mind you. The daughter is 8.
Yeah, it's just nasty.
I don't think they emphasize enough that Lauren was 8.
Right, they just, like, say Mariah's daughter.
Yeah.
We
But I don't
yeah,
know if she wanted to minimize it or what, but I'm like, 8 is crazy. Like
well
13, 14, and still messy, but like, all right.
yeah, grown adult, whatever. Um,
Not grown enough. All
but
right,
yeah,
Dan
no.
Schneider.
Yeah, no, it was just nasty to me, and, like, I don't like any of these things of, like, the paternity stuff,
Yeah.
like it on Potomac when Giselle was allegedly, like, trying to bring the question the paternity of Monique's child to the show. I didn't like it when Mia was using the paternity of her child for a storyline. Like, I just don't like it. It's just too much.
It's a little raggedy.
Yeah.
They could have done something else, but
Yeah, although, I mean, I
that's where
guess
we are.
in a way, because I mean, like, Toya was saying at the salon I mean, in a way, Quad brought it to the show.
That's true. That's true.
Quad was the one that brought it up on in front of the camera, and then she
That's true. Toy didn't bring
and
it
she
up
was
on
letting
camera.
Mariah have it a little bit, like, "Why would you tell Toya this?"
I mean, fair. Why would you tell Toya that?
Right, why would you? Well, and, like, m
Maybe
more
she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know.
more so on Toya, because my thing is I don't, like, dislike anyone on this cast, honestly, on this 1st season. Like, I felt like everyone kinda played their part, they pulled their weight, they did their thing with whatever it is they had to do. Um, some were more interesting or entertaining than others, but, like, Toya for me is complicated because, like, to a degree, she's very entertaining, and I really wanna like
Mm.
her, but also there's just something about her I'm like, "Ooh, you're a little too much of a mess."
She's very messy. Right on down to her personal life.
Right?
And should we just get into Toya? I feel like
Yeah, let's talk about Toya.
it's like it's damn near her show too.
Yeah,
But,
I
you
mean,
know, that's coming into it. I knew Toya like I said, like to keep up with the Joneses. They always
yeah,
joked about Toya always moving into a new house, which
yeah,
we'll watch the show. We'll see if there's more moving into new houses. But
right. Is she gonna
her
be
storyline is like, I want bigger and better. I
yeah,
want this neighborhood because people think, oh, you're gonna be living large. Look at all this acreage. It's not school districts. It's
yeah,
not closeness to public transit, entertainment,
uh
highway. You know, it's size. Do people think we got money?
but and she's honest about it, and that's what I
She
like.
is. She is.
But yeah, and she
Unlike
kept
Mariah. Mariah likes to put on airs. Even her name, Lakeisha, she'd have to go by Mariah. So, I think Mariah likes to brand herself like a doctor's wife.
right. Well, and there was a lot. A lot of the other women took shots throughout the season about Mariah being like, "Well, where she really comes from." Like they wanted to make it
Yeah.
very clear to us, the people watching. They wanted to make sure that we knew that Mariah did not come from this lifestyle and that she came from somewhere else.
The editors did too, because they had the little waiter was like, "Oh, okay, can I call you?" Well, wherever she was from. She's like, "Absolutely not."
Absolutely not sent me. Um, but yeah, Toy on the other hand, Toy is very like she's very honest about like kind of like like her aspirations and how she wants to be seen, and she's also pretty honest about like where she came from, and she
Mhm.
seems very proud of the fact that she where she came from and where she is, now at the time of this first
Yeah.
season of the show.
Toya has the security in herself,
Yeah,
and Mariah has, like, she's walking the walk, I guess.
yeah,
Like, she looks and plays the part, and it's like Toya doesn't even wanna play the part of her aspirations. I think she just wants a big house.
right.
But
No, she just wants to
she
automatically
doesn't
just
wanna be no bougie doctor wife, nothing. She wants a big house.
yeah she just like wants to kind of be seen as a bougie doctor's wife. It's kind of the, in the next 15, the therapist, "Are you willing to do the work?" "No."
But we kinda see her helping out with MDVIP, which is Eugene's
Mhm.
little venture.
Husband, yeah.
I don't know what to call it, a medical concierge. It sounded very 2012.
Yeah.
But she's not the businesswoman that at least I respect that Carrie. She seemed to have been ran her husband's whole shit. Like,
Yeah.
she was the business behind it. Toya wasn't exactly giving that, but
Yeah.
she was trying. She'd host a little event for the show, and she'd walk
Right.
around and file some papers on camera. But
Well,
I don't think she was a revenue driver.
yeah, I think with Toya, in the very first episode, I knew exactly what we were gonna get from her when her and Carrie kind of jumped in together to just bully Quad right off the bat at the very first time they're meeting this woman on camera, at least. Which made me
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, okay, this is what Toya is gonna be given."
tacky Toya.
I was yeah, tacky Toya.
I mean, Toya came in spilling tea. Her first scene was like, "Yeah, Quad invited me to her wedding, but her husband called it off
Yeah,
5 days before, and
that's
me and my husband didn't go."
yeah, now see
And
that
she
Toya
kept bringing that up that she didn't go. She kept
nothing else.
bringing it up all season.
That Toya did bring to the show.
Tacky Toya.
Tacky Toya, as she's called. And she is tacky, but that's okay. Um,
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
a little tacky. She's a little bit tacky. But, another thing I like about and this is just all the women in general,
And she can't pronounce czar either, but that's neither here nor there.
I love how different these women are because, a lot of times when I start watching a new ensemble show like this, a lot of times I have a hard time at the beginning telling who's who, who's got what
Yeah.
storyline. I'm like, "Wait, what was her name? Oh, yeah, no, wait, because her husband's this guy. Oh, no, wait, no, that's her husband." Like, I get so confused with these
Yeah.
ensemble casts at first. Not with these women. Like, by the end of the first
That's very
episode,
clear.
I knew everyone's names. I knew what they had going on. I had an idea of their personality. I knew the dynamics. Like these women did a
Exactly.
really good job at like a first impression establishing themselves and making it kind of clear what their trope is here.
Yeah. Although both Simone and Jackie being OBGYNs
Yeah.
confused me. I knew Jackie was an OBGYN because she done delivered every baby in Atlanta, but I didn't know Simone was one too. So when they would have a scene with somebody in stirrups, I'm like, who's looking at somebody pussy right now? Is it Simone or Jackie?
Who's
But
doing?
other than that, it
Well,
was it was very easy to
i-
read.
if you ask Jackie with all the without the body shaming, she would tell you it's obvious who it is. She was always calling Simone fat.
Right? She was always trying to get it together. Simone owned it. I could look like that if I stopped drinking vodka and went to the gym, but I'm not gonna do that.
Well, the funny thing is, Simone even we'll get into it. Simone's not even big. Jackie,
Right? Jackie's just some guy issue, body issue. She got
yeah,
a lot going on.
she's got a lot going on. But
She got
yeah,
she loves a sense of control over what she can control.
yeah.
Reminds me of somebody I know very well.
Okay. Anyway, the damn Riverside is gonna suggest we cut that out, I already know it. Um,
Well, Dr. Jackie's a classy comparison. I could compare you to Phaedra,
oh Lord, ooh, what's Phantom's line?
and
Ooh,
you'd be insulted. You'd
Jesus.
be insulted.
I would be insulted because she's a criminal, but allegedly. But yeah, Toya, Tacky Toya,
Jackie told
I do love watching her dynamic with her husband because, like, sometimes I can't tell if he's, like, extremely irritated by her or if he adores her. It seems like a mixture of both.
I think so. I think it's just like how we feel as viewers. It's like you can't help but be mad, but cackle. But it's like
Yeah, by her
because
antics.
Toya funny as hell. But she's
I
gonna be like, she's just very like a mix of like funny and honest and owning it. It
yeah,
reminds me of Mia Fields a little bit.
yeah,
It's like a stunt queen, but a little bit earnest and emotional.
mhm,
But it's like she's messy, but she's not gonna like she don't want to harm you too much. Because like,
yeah.
even one thing I liked about Toya when it was like Carrie's crazy ass was like, I think Mariah's bipolar. She needs to disclose that to us or whatever she said. And Toya was like, do you think she has to disclose that to us? Like I was like,
That
and I was like, so I'm like Toya, you have some sense there. Like you don't even like the girl.
that's the thing, Carrie kept wanting to
Yeah,
diagnose
and
some.
Toya very like much took it as a show, which I think I was like a preaching a reality star.
Yeah, no, Toya knew she was there to entertain and wasn't taking it too
Yeah.
seriously. I think, obviously, once she got whacked by the pool, she took it a little seriously, but, I mean, even that, like, she wasn't pressing charges like Candace.
That's true. And what I love about Toya is just like Lisa Barlow, she can't plot worth today. Toya
Okay,
was trying to low plot. It was just
yeah,
it's just gonna unravel in front of you. You know what she's trying to do. It's just
right,
gonna come out right in front of her.
right, yeah, no, she just can't do it, she can't. Um, but, yeah,
How do you feel about her and Eugene hitting someone and fleeing the scene, allegedly?
well, the thing is we are
Who told you that?
unfortunately, on this podcast, we are very familiar with vehicular crimes. Um, no, not like us, but like who we talk about.
I don't know what you said it.
So, yeah, no,
Like we are not Alicia from Rhode Island.
that's saying we're not Brandy, the singer. Uh,
You
we're not Caitlyn Jenner. Well, I mean, we literally we've like
just listen to every celebrity with a vehicular charge.
that's again, we've talked about them all on here. Like we for some reason
That's true. That's true.
it always comes back to
Didn't we
the
have a whole episode about that?
we did. We had an episode where we talked about that, where we talked about vehicular manslaughter, and the celebrities that have committed that crime. Um,
Ooh, Lindsay
but yeah, I
Lohan.
don't know what it is, but yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I think fleeing the scene. The thing is I don't necessarily think hitting somebody makes makes you like the devil because I mean anybody can run somebody over. I could be driving and some
Bro,
kid
it
and
was like it was a fender bender.
one thing, yeah, well, I'm saying that, like, some kid could, like, come out on their tricycle in front of me in the street and get hit, and I wouldn't even
No, why you
understand.
gotta make it a kid?
I'm just saying, like, anything can happen, anything can happen. But my thing is that fleeing the scene is what's crazy to me. It's like, why would you think to do that?
Well, Toya said she left the girl her number, and the police went to her house to finish the report. So,
That's
and
ridiculous.
that she had a 2-month-old, she was sleepy, she was breastfeeding, which maybe she didn't like formula. People have that option nowadays.
You
But
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know,
a
hit and run, hit and run.
as
The
we know.
way she reacted was what confirmed it for me. Who was like, "Who told you
Yeah. That's I'd be like, "Who said that?" My
that?"
thing is these women on this particular show, when they get, like, confronted with something shady about themselves, they are way too quick to just confess it. Because, like, my thing is, like, no, y'all ain't gonna try to lie and be like, "That's not true."
Well, maybe that's because of your color, Noah.
Ooh, maybe.
Ooh,
Which color? This color? Um,
you know what? Okay, okay, Carrie. Your dad drives a Rolls Royce or a Jaguar, whatever.
you know what? That this is a personal attack. It's getting personal. Uh,
No, 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 it's not Toya. No, it's not Toya.
but,
But I was very surprised after the fight.
mhm,
Everyone was kind of taking Toya's side, and it felt
yeah.
like to me, I was like a little gag.
Yeah, it felt like they immediately but that's the thing, is
But
it
over time, I was like, okay, it makes sense because Toya just seems more fun to hang around with,
yeah,
truthfully.
when I think Toya handled herself post-fight better than Mariah did.
That's true.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like it's
Well, I
kind of
mean, Mariah getting thrown out of an event she co-hosted and paid for, and the
yeah,
police called would have set me the fuck off too.
yeah, no, I mean, that was great, and that's the thing, and, like, it's weird because, like, I do agree, I think you mentioned earlier that when we're kind of waiting for a reason to hate on Mariah or turn on her.
Yes,
I think
I
it's true
agree.
because, like, in the immediate aftermath of the fight, you could tell, like, Carrie, like, she was pissed at both of them. She was so angry,
Yeah.
but then she
Which
was
it
so
was Carrie's house, so Carrie has
yeah.
that right.
Well, yeah, no, and that's the thing is I understood her being upset,
Yeah.
but my thing is,
She
like,
dragged it though.
yeah, well, and also, like, she, like, had one sit down with Toya and was so quick to, like, kind of forgive her, but not
Mhm.
Mariah,
Yeah.
when it was a mutually consented fight. Uh,
I mean,
but,
I don't know, earlier you said you had thoughts, like, who do you think started it? Now that we talked about,
yeah,
Mariah and Toya
yeah,
both.
let's
I
talk about
keep wanting to say Heavenly, we did see Heavenly in this episode though, so
I put in my notes, like, heavenly spotting, heavenly sighting,
literally
um,
say, but we'll
but,
get to her next month.
well, because the thing is she's the one that I am, like, the most aware of going into this because,
Oh, she's
like,
running for
yeah,
Congress?
well, and all the clips I've seen over the years have mostly been of Heavenly, I'm like, "Oh, there's Heavenly." And also, like, you're just gonna remember somebody with a name like Doctor Heavenly,
That's true, the dentist.
and that voice of her, I can't even imitate it. Um, but, yeah, so the fight so what I found interesting was because I knew we were going somewhere when the hair touching started happening because first what happened was when Toya was talking to Mariah, she was kinda touching her hair in a very passive aggressive way, like adjusting her hair and stuff, and I don't
Mhm.
wanna do that when somebody's already mad at you. Uh,
Right?
but she was, like, kind of, like, touching her in a very passive aggressive and they kind of, like, went further down the pool, and they were really getting into it, and that's when, um Mariah started pulling the Monique and flipping her hair. "You want me to? You want me to?" She started, like, flipping her hair, and then I think from what I remember, the first one to actually, because like, they kinda, like, were touching each other and pushing,
Yeah.
but
And
the
then a
first
drink was
one to, like,
thrown.
throw, like, a hit was Toya, I think. Toya, like, hit
Mm.
her with something first, and then Mariah hit her back, and then it was just on.
Honestly, I didn't care enough to slow it down because I was too busy cackling, but
Well,
it
they
definitely wasn't giving one aggressor, it was definitely giving like, "Oh, this is gonna pop off."
oh, yeah, no, it definitely wasn't like a Candace
Because
head
regardless of who yeah, it wasn't Candace Monique, but regardless of who hit first,
yeah.
I think it was just opportunity because the other one would've hit them in a
Right.
millisecond probably.
Right, well, it was getting heated, and I think it's sometimes, like, I don't know, sometimes, like, you're getting heated with somebody,
Yeah.
and, like, you're kinda, like, waiting to see, like, I'm waiting for them to touch me, and then I'm gonna touch them, but then like,
Yeah.
somebody's gotta break and
I
touch the
don't
other
know, I don't do that.
okay.
But then I do think it would've went differently if Quad was there, like, somebody was, like, there to intermediate.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, no, because
And
unfortunately
there's someone I didn't know who was, like, in a dress, like, pushing that Toya too. I don't know if it was, Mariah's sister maybe,
yeah.
but
Well, that's the thing is I feel like
Toya
nobody
almost got jumped.
that thing nobody tried to intervene until it actually got, like, officially
It was too late. The Toya was down there in the pool.
one thing, yeah, like, it took a long time for someone to try to intervene because normally I feel like on these shows, like, once it's like we're getting each other's face and da 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 da,
Yeah,
like, usually that's when you have, like, a Karen Huger trying to get in between,
yeah.
"Security!"
Yeah, well, it's
Um,
episode 4 of a season 1, so I imagine this is only even, like, the 2nd or 3rd all-cast event. So,
right, yeah, it was
they
literally
probably don't even have the protocols together.
right, yeah, so it was just insanity, and, yeah, I think they were equal contributors to the fight.
I agree.
I feel like ultimately Toya deserved to get swung on if it's exactly as it was portrayed to us by Quad, which I have no reason to think Quad would lie.
I
Um,
mean, I think Quad would dramatize.
she might add a little sauce to it, but,
A little
um,
a little
but
soliloquy to it. Quad gonna make everything
all I have to say
a
is
little Shakespearean,
my
that
favorite
lady
part
is.
about this fight is honestly Miss Lucy just putting her 2 cents in, and, like, she stayed so close to the action with, like she started hitting Toy with her pocketbook.
She did
Yeah,
get a poppin' with the
yeah,
pocketbook.
she hit her with the
She was
pocketbook.
bragging about it. She's talking about,
Yeah,
"You fucked her up too."
and then, um, and then afterwards, when Mariah was, like, upset after it, Miss Lucy was like, "You did the right thing. I hope you beat her ass very well." That was
Miss
my
Lucy.
that was the line of the season for me. I hope you beat her ass very well.
Oh, Miss Lucy.
It reminded me of that Bad Girls Club clip that you like to reference where the
Oh,
one girl's
Camilla.
yeah, where the one girl's mom is on the phone, "Oh, beat her ass. Beat their asses."
Well,
Except for Miss Lucy was actually there in person, she could jump in a little bit with her pocketbook. And honestly, I'm glad that we with the threats that have occurred over the years, I'm glad we finally got to see someone actually get hit with a pocketbook on Bravo. 'Cause I'm sick of the empty
well, not
threats.
finally, this was 14 years ago now,
That's true. Well, finally for us. Um, But, another thing, 'cause I'm sick of the empty threats of hitting someone with a pocketbook. I wanna
Well,
see
Dorothy did do it, it just wasn't on the camera because she's
that's
smarter than
yeah,
that.
she was smart enough to have it on the camera.
And
She
she
she was
almost if I met her at BravoCon, I'd ask her to pop me with a purse.
I mean, she would, she did it for Andrew.
She did do it for Andrew.
Um,
Noah, can
but
I call you Lakeisha?
no, you may not. You can call me Noah Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Is that what the feds call you?
no, they call me LaToya. Um,
They call
uh,
me Monique.
not Monique. I did love after the fight because Carrie was very upset. She was like, "Everybody get the fuck out of my house." Uh,
Carrie was dragging it though.
one
Like
thing, but
after the fight, I get, but she was taking it on for months. Talking about people are scared to show up to my house.
she said, "People will never come to my house again." She was like, "People are gonna say that." You know what happens at Carrie's parties? People fight at Carrie's party. Uh, which I mean, a lot of those very like classy like medical people at the event, they did seem horrified by what was going on. They're like, "What the hell?"
They didn't seem a little gay,
I
but
was like, "Wait a minute." My I did cackle at Carrie's messy ass husband when him and Carrie were talking after like the fight was over and everything. When he was talking about Mariah's husband Aiden, he was like, "Aiden is gonna divorce her tomorrow. She's screwed up."
honestly, the husbands weren't that bad in this show. But whenever he was on camera, I was kind of cackling because he didn't seem for the drama. He'd be like, "Carrie, don't fix this. You're being messy."
But see, that's the
Not bad.
thing.
Oh,
So let's just get into Carrie because
yeah.
here's my thing with Carrie. One thing that I didn't like her husband and the way he handled the situation with Quad because on the surface he's encouraging her to make up or whatever. I'm like, okay, that seems nice. But my thing is, and we'll just rip the bandit off right here. I mean, first of all, Carrie started with Quad, so
Yeah.
this isn't about me being on Team Carrie or Team Quad because I'm just some dumb bitch from the sticks. It doesn't matter like what team I'm on.
Oop.
Um, but the thing is Carrie's husband should have been on her side because Quad called her a medical mistress, and Quad outed
The
her for
anorexia.
yeah, for her he outed her anorexia in front of a Bravo camera that, you know, Andrew Jerome Cohen's messy ass is involved in. And then Carrie's husband wanted to tell her like, "Oh no, I want to be friends with her husband, so you need to make up with her." It's like, "No, you need to be on your wife's
He was trying
side.
to get to the back. He
You
was
need to
trying to
be on
get to
your
the
wife's
back.
side in this."
You're not wrong, but I didn't like Carrie, so I was cackling at that.
Mhm. Carrie was something else. Carrie was something else.
She came in kind of messy with they
Yeah.
were definitely jumping quite a bit. So
Yeah, no,
we
her
start off, they're like being like, "Oh, Mariah likes to pick friends that look up to her." Like definitely being dismissive and shady towards Quad.
yeah.
And then she, dismissed Quad's husband, who was a psychiatrist, calling him a psychologist
She
several
did
times.
yeah.
Several times.
Yeah.
So, once episode 2 happens, even before the fight, we get Quad probably throwing back like, "Oh, so you're a medical mistress?
Yeah.
Oh, so where'd you learn that? In somebody's anorexia clinic?"
Yeah,
And like you said, Carrie just admitted to it. She didn't even lie. They started
yeah.
crying off to the side, admitting to it.
Yeah.
Which a
Well,
lot of them, they did own shit in the show. It was well produced.
yeah.
It's the same producers as Miami, so I'm just like, they know
Yeah.
how to make some TV.
Yeah, I did think it was funny that Carrie, like, though, at that same event, even though she had been upset, like, she kinda got over it because then she was making a joke about, "Well, my anorexic butt is gonna get up and get some food."
And I cackled when she said the PayPal invoice. I was like, you know what?
The Carrie was always one to either write a check or make someone write her a check. It was always one
Right?
she was always wanting to be like, because she did that to Mariah, which was very dismissive and rude when her and Mariah got in a little table fight, and not like a fight like swinging or anything, but like their argument. Um, and they while they were planning their joint birthday party, and they were like talking about calling it off, and then Mariah said something about the money she had spent for the party, and then like fucking Carrie's like, well, I'll write you a check. How much do you want? Do you want a new pair of shoes? Do you want a new dress? Do you want a new
That
what?
was messy.
Yeah. Well, that thing is Carrie throughout the entire show. My thing with her is she was just so fucking condescending and dismissive, just so
Very condescending.
condescending.
And then bringing up etiquette and acting ratchet her damn self the next second.
Right.
And
One
always throwing little dog whistles. And,
microaggression.
and, and they peeped that shit. Mariah peeped that shit.
Well, that's like Mariah. One of the funny things is after the fight, when I mean, eventually Carrie kicked everyone out of her house, but she had to make
Yeah,
sure to make an example out of Mariah first and kick her out
yeah.
first before everybody else separately, and like had security come in that and everything. And I just thought it was Carrie was like not Carrie, Mariah was leaning against the house talking about something like, but you see how they are once they get your coins.
That was insane.
But yeah, no, she made a lot of like little microaggressions, very clearly like putting herself above the other women.
Mhm.
And it was definitely some weird behavior.
Right?
It's just very much like I
When
mean,
you
I
was a side bitch to begin with.
right when I said like before recording, it's just very much like Kim Zolciak type shit where I feel like at the time, because this was like pre-Potomac, like for whatever reason they felt like they had to have at least one white woman on the cast, I guess. Like that
Right?
and that's the thing I felt like the same thing with Atlanta. And like just I don't know, just like this thing of like the one white woman on the cast kind of having a certain type of attitude, you know?
Yeah. No, definitely is a pattern.
Yeah. And
At
that's
least
a
her husband didn't seem as crazy.
yeah, well, what's
I mean, not
funny
that Kim had one in season 1, but
yeah. Well, you know what's funny to me? I feel like with both Atlanta at the beginning and this, Married to Medicine at the beginning, I felt like in both situations, like, the rest of the cast was perfectly welcoming to, like, Kim Zolciak on that show and then Carrie on this show.
yeah.
It's not like she was getting attacked on day 1 or something by all the women, you know?
No, she was in the majority, then seemed to
Yeah.
drag an issue out of everything. Obviously, the thing
Yeah.
with Mariah, but then I don't know, it seemed like nobody but Toya really messed with her.
Right, well, I think the
Like,
rest of
I mean,
the
Simone and Jackie didn't hate her, but I was like, "Did we see them hang out for real like that?"
I
So I
don't
think
think
she might have just been, like, Mariah and Toya's friend and kinda just, like, there.
yeah. Well, what's funny to me is, she meant because like, she mentioned at one point, like, how long her and Mariah have been friends for a long time, but then Mariah also another time said that they've known each other for, like, 4 years, so I was like, I
Well,
mean
maybe a long time in the TV sense, I don't know.
well,
Or
that
longer than the other women, I don't know.
yeah, but, like, I don't know if I consider knowing someone for 4 years, like, a long time.
No, that's true.
Like, to me, a long friendship is, like, one of those ones that's, like, a decade plus or something, you know?
Like us.
Yeah, like, yeah. Nothing that like, to me, that's, like, a long friendship, but, yeah, I don't know, Carrie to me, I feel like she started off kind of, like, strong, and I don't mean that in a way of, like, I approve of her shenanigans, but more so, like, her and Toya kinda getting into the drama right away with Quad and, like, her kind of having, like, almost a level of vulnerability about, like, the anorexia and stuff like that, and her having, like, the, mistress allegation going on, like, I feel like she started off strong, but as the season went on, like, she kinda fizzled for me and wasn't really I don't know, just compared to the other women, I think as far as, their entertainment value and their charisma and whatnot for a lot of the other women, I feel like she just really faded into the background for me.
You know, least entertaining, no real, like, personal thing. I mean, there were no real storylines, it was very much about the group. There were
Mhm.
little bits and pieces of, like, "Oh, this is what's going on in our home, at
Like
our
slice of
practice,"
life, home
but
life things, a
but
life
even I think Carrie and her husband had the least. It was mostly like, "Carrie runs the business side of their practice,"
yeah,
and I think they were trying to get Doctor Simone to move into, like, they own the whole building where his practice was, so
yeah,
they're trying to get tenants. So a little bit of business savvy, but nothing that interesting, and
yeah,
even her role in the dynamic, just like Toya's friend.
yeah.
Essentially, like, a less interesting, like, quad, and I don't really know if the rest of the cast really matched with her, and even at the reunion, they were like, "You don't need to be here." That's what Mariah told her.
Yeah, right, that's the thing, yeah, I feel like
But she
I
does try. I'll give her a B plus for effort.
yeah, no, she made a little bit of effort, she made a little bit of effort, and I think yeah, I think similar to Mariah, I feel like she kinda came in here thinking, like, she's gonna be, like, that girl, you know? Like, she was gonna be the
Yeah.
grand dame.
You think so?
I think she thought that.
But, she did send me at the reunion talking about, "You're missing out, Mariah, on forgiveness and kindness." And I'm like, she kinda is, but
Yeah. Like, you ate that one little thing, Miss Anorexia.
you ate that oh, I didn't call her that. I
I
didn't
was
call
like,
her that.
one time she ate.
Ooh. No, she ate at the event, she ate at the event.
That's true, she did. She had a little something, she had a plate. You know, she didn't push the food around like the Beverly Hills women, I'll give
Right?
her that.
I would say even though she dealt with the anorexia, Jackie was acting a little crazy about the bodies.
Yeah, well, let's get
So
into
that storyline was taken.
Yeah, well, let's get into our doctors, our Dr. Simone and our Dr. Jackie, and
Agent Dr. Jackie.
the reason why I mentioned them together is because they kinda did feel like a package deal at times this season.
Yeah.
They had such, like, a funny dynamic, and they were both, like, the doctors of the groups rather than the doctors' wives, and we,
And they're
uh
both OBGYNs.
yeah, I feel like they were both, like, a little bit less involved in the group stuff and a little bit more often they're doing their own thing together.
Well,
Um,
they have to work now. They
yeah,
coulda just sit around and drink and talk shit.
but I just liked their dynamic with each other. It felt very, like, older, younger, like, kind of like
Mhm.
mentor, and stuff like a mentorship and stuff like that, and also, I mean, it helps that apparent that we learned that, originally Simone was a partner in Jackie's practice and whatnot, and had
Mhm.
recently, moved out of it, but, yeah, I love their little back and forth. Jackie was a little too mean at times to Simone, some of the things she would say, some of those digs were
Yeah.
really nasty.
Right? And this in general is just, like, how she speaks about bodies and how Black women should show up is a little
Mhm.
I don't wanna say archaic, but just, a
Yeah,
little rooted in how she shows up in the world, and not everybody is you, Dr. Jackie. I think
right,
Simone had a very more realistic stance on it, like, who are we to police everybody? Which is my
right.
stance, which is why I can't be nobody moderator or a cop or nothing, because I was like, "Well."
Yeah, Simone was, like, the very chill one between the 2, and that's the and, you know, as, was it Shamia that said that Portia brings a youthfulness to Auntie when talking about Phaedra?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's Simone's role with Jackie. She's gotta
Mhm.
like, kinda mellow her out a little bit.
Yeah, bring us a little fun out. Bring us a
Yeah,
little balance. But I'm
yeah,
sure that's why she left the practice. I'm sure Jackie was strict about them books.
right. Yeah, but and
Well, you ain't close out the client file, Simone.
Yeah, well, Jackie, like, she kinda reminded me of, like, a little bit of a shady mom or whatever, where she constantly has something to say about, like, Simone's weight or what she was wearing or this or that.
Right?
But,
Someone should have popped her. Actually, no, but
yeah.
that's
No,
not classy of doctors to do.
I was say, if somebody pop Dr. Jackie, you better bet I'm jumping in to protect that woman.
But I love after the fight, Simone gonna go, "2 bitches fighting in ball gowns." And I just was cracking up. Simone was definitely the comedic relief of the show. She's
Oh, yeah.
like the funny narrator, kind of audience stand-in. She's gonna react. Didn't
Right,
have the media scenes on her own and no real drama. Just kind of the candy roll, eating and reacting.
right. Well, and she's just very, like, sweet and likable, you know?
Yeah. And I think both her and Jackie played the bridge, but in different ways. Jackie
Yeah,
was more of like the peacemaker and trying to do it more actively. But I
yeah,
think Simone was just more of like a sounding board, genuinely trying to get to know everyone. Which you
right,
need both. You need both.
right, and I think Simone's gonna come in and kinda try to, like, lighten the mood up a little bit,
Yeah.
cut some of the tension.
Yeah.
Um, but I liked what they both brought because the majority of the cast is kinda like the doctor's wives thing. I like that they had this mixture of, like, some, like, doctors in here as well, because I feel like it was a way to give us, like, that insight into because like, we got to kinda see them at work a little bit, and, like, it kinda gave us a moment to, like, look into the career aspect
Mhm.
without having to, like, give the husbands a lot of screen time because I don't really like
Yeah.
when husbands get a lot of screen time on these shows.
Right? No, like, promote their practices. We don't need to see
Yeah.
Dr. Ada running around.
Yeah.
Also, I think their practices were also more like the conducive to television, like with a primarily female audience, having OBGYN speaking to
Yeah.
that, I
Yeah.
think was very important rather than I think the men were like in emergency medicine or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I think it's also more of an audience fit too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, I have a question, Noah.
Mhm.
If we were women and if I was an OBGYN, would you let me deliver your baby? Would you come to
Oh,
me? You're taking too long to answer, so
I think I would I I think I would
fuck
sooner
you.
let E I
I don't like the
think I would
answer.
sooner let Issa Rae do it.
You you said Issa Rae or Lisa Rae?
Issa Rae,
'Cause I'm gonna have 2 different reactions, I think.
not Lisa Rae.
I mean, you gonna let Diamond in the Players Club?
Not Diamond. I
You gonna let Diamond deliver your baby, not me?
Diamond, I feel like she seems like she'd do a good job.
Isn't that what she was trying to go to school for?
I think she wanna be a doctor, right? Something like that.
Oh, no, girl.
Every stripper wants to be a doctor. Um,
No, some wanna be lawyers,
that's true. Lawyers. Some wanna be nuns.
and some wanna be real housewives.
Oh, yeah, like Ashley Darby. Um, but,
I mean, Angel confirmed she saw her being a bottle girl, so not too far.
a
I
bottle
mean,
girl,
Mia had the gowns, but, there was lobster and steak, so
what's that? Yeah, lobster and steak. It was a classy establishment. Um, but, yeah, I overall, I enjoyed Dr. Phil and Dr. Jackie. I feel like, though, like you said, with Dr. Jackie, she's like it's a
Mhm.
little much sometimes with her. It's just a
Yeah.
teensy bit, like, much.
Yeah, but the story was so emotional. I couldn't you can't help but, like, root for her and, like,
Yeah,
respect her and appreciate her
right,
because
between
she spoke about surviving breast cancer twice and
yeah,
that impacting her fertility, but she still every day goes and delivers babies and is an
yeah,
OBGYN and plays
yeah,
such a pivotal role in that. And then
yeah,
also, like, being rejected from adoption because of her breast cancer and, like, it was too
mhm,
soon. I think that was
yeah,
that piece of it I hadn't even thought about. So I was like, "Oh, that really stings." So,
right,
you just, like, respect her and how she shows up a lot. So for Toya to I mean, Mariah to make the digs about parenthood that she did is a
yeah.
lot.
That was really messed up, what Mariah said, 'cause I believe the exact quote, she made a comment and because she said what did she say exactly? 'Cause I wrote it down. I wrote it down here. I put the exact quote in here because she said oh my
All
god.
the things she said, all the things she said running through my head.
It's not that kinda show. Uh, it's not
I mean, if there was a lesbian relationship out of season 1, who would you predict that between?
oh, yeah, no, 'cause
You're
oh,
not gonna answer the question?
wait, what was the question?
It was just a ridiculous question. I said if 2 people from the cast went off to be lesbian lovers, who would they be?
Oh,
Because maybe Toy and Mariah need to work it out on the remix.
I think I was thinking more so like Toya and Carrie.
Yeah,
Carrie
I
just
don't like picturing that.
Carrie just kinda I don't know, Carrie to me kinda gives lesbian,
I could see it.
right?
I could see her in that, like, Sex and the City episode with, like, the bougie rich lesbian,
Mm. Yeah, the power lesbians.
the power lesbian.
The New York
Sorry,
City power
back to the
lesbians.
quote. And
Yes,
I think we know one of those, but back to the quote, back to the quote.
we do know one of those, we do. Um, well, and, like, yeah, because they were talking about, like, being able to like, show empathy and everything, and, like, Mariah was talking about Jackie not having never given birth to a child, and Jackie was saying, she knows how it feels to love a child, and Mariah says, "You really don't even have a clue. I'm not being funny." I'm like,
That
"That's
was
so cool."
insane, right? Especially, like, Simone brought up later on that, like, she literally has a child with a man who's, like, not the, like, paternal father, like, not,
Yeah,
like, the biological father, that's the better word.
yeah,
So it's like, what do you mean? It's not
yeah,
adding up. But I think, there's a reason that Mariah and Toya aren't known as the brightest of the show,
yeah,
them both.
yeah, and I don't know, that's just such a rude thing to say, and I mean yeah, I mean, it definitely, like you said, it adds a humanness to Jackie that even when she's
Yeah,
not always being the kindest or not always being, like, the least judgmental, like, you can't help but kinda, like, wanna root for her and cheer her on and everything because she is she's
right?
such, like, a survivor and, like, an accomplished woman.
Yeah. And she has a very, like, Michelle Obama energy, like, very 2010s,
Yeah,
like, "This is class."
yeah,
And it was funny, though, when she had her little sexy photo shoot, she's like, "This is for my husband," and they
yeah,
were gagged over the little photo of her in her lingerie giving it, and her
yeah,
body looked good, J Miss Dr. Jackie was giving it.
yeah. I cackled so hard when she walked out of, the lemon squeeze event, um, and she's
I will not do this for women.
I can't do it. I cannot make a mockery of women. I will not. I cannot. I am out.
The lemon squeeze, child. But she showed up for that reunion, so
Right? Well, you know what? She said, "Let me get
she
this
showed up
check."
at that finale event with her sorry. Talk about, "You gotta nip and tuck me and safety pin me everywhere." Speaking of that event, appropriate in 2012, 2013, not really not really today.
Yeah.
Nor Mariah saying they're gonna see my red dot and feather side, which also inappropriate today.
Yeah. Well, Monique Samuels, all we needed was Monique Samuels to pop up in a headdress.
But yeah, at least her husband is part of the culture, so Mariah has, I think, I think more of a tie than Monique did,
Right, right. I feel like she has, like, a little bit more of, like, a valid.
right? And that food looked good. Them kebabs look good. I was like, "Can I get a plate?"
Mhm. I love kebabs.
Not your vegan kebabs.
Yeah, I make some really good tofu kebabs.
I believe that. You like seasoning.
Well, speaking of seasoning, let's talk about Quad, 'cause
I
she
thought you were gonna promote some Tab Time seasoning. I was like, "When'd you get that deal?"
ooh, well, she for whatever reason, she just offered it to me, I don't know. Uh,
I mean, I hope so. You're the vegan.
but let's talk about Quad because she was quite a bit of seasoning on this season.
I love me some Quad and her soliloquies.
She's
Quad is the definition of a soliloquy. She gonna extend the scene and make it dramatic.
she
I don't
is
know how much soap opera she watched as a child, but I think it was a lot.
she is just something else. Like, she is truly something else. Like, she is one of those ones where it's like, yep, you were destined to be, like, discovered by, like, a reality TV casting producer, like, one day. Like, it was gonna happen eventually. You
Yeah.
were meant to be on television.
This is what she was meant to do because the drama, if not that, then like a soap actress on the
Yeah,
Hallmark Channel, something along those lines.
yeah.
It's what fits her and her drama the best. Because even, coming into the show, I knew Quad was a little over the top. I had seen the meme of her in the big ass bandage, like this size of her face. So I knew she liked a little stuff. But we see like a little balance of her. We see the fun side, but we also see the very extra. Like everything is like, a big grandiose statement. And you hurt me deeply to the core, Noah, when you said that. When those words left your lips and you said I looked like a fat ass Kelly Price. Like it was everything's just that level of drama, you know?
Yeah. No, she should definitely be in the soaps. Like, it's just I mean, that's her calling. I just some of the stuff she did, like, because like, obviously, like we said earlier, Tacky Toya, that's from Quad. Um, and then after she got kind of jumped by at that first group event by, Carrie and Toya being mean and nasty to her, I just got because she said, "They came with a malicious intent to destroy to belittle me, to put me down."
I mean, they did, but she's really went SAT with it. Really
Right,
went.
well, it's like, 'cause she could have just said destroy, belittle, or put me down, but she had to make all she had to say all 3.
Culture. I mean, destroy was all dramatic to begin with.
They tried to
She could
destroy.
she could have left it at be little.
But then and then, like, Toya immediately, like, in her confessional talking about Quad saying, "I can," because this is unhinged. She said, "I can spot ghetto from a mile away." She probably dated a drug dealer in the past and
That
lucked
was
out on the
insane.
doctor. I'm like,
How you gonna reach that conclusion? It's episode 1, mind you. She's
that's
saying
episode
this,
1. This is, like, probably less than 30 minutes into the episode.
right? Well, I mean, this whole time we're meeting Quad. She's talking about her husband called
Mhm.
off the wedding. Well, Toya spilled the tea that they called off the wedding.
Yeah.
Quad's admitting to it, and this is where she's admitting to the mugshot that she has because we don't even know the full story. They just had an incident that led to them
Her and
both
her
getting
husband both got
mugshots.
mug shots.
Well, so Quad opens up about episode 1.
Yeah.
Toya and the girls don't find out till like episode like 9 or 10 towards the end of the
Yeah.
show. So at least she's getting ahead of her own story. But
Right.
it's so funny you pointed that out because I didn't even realize it. These girls do spill their own tea, so
Ew.
they're getting ahead of the story, which I
Yeah.
respect.
I wonder if that's why. I mean, we'll see how the show progresses as we watch it, but I wonder if that's why Phaedra didn't fit in very well, because that's what I heard
Ooh,
is that Phaedra did not fit in well with the cast when she joined.
yeah, makes sense. They also were like all real friends, and Phaedra wasn't. So I wonder if that was like part of it too.
I think just because Phaedra lies all the damn time.
Yeah, and they're also like, "Why are you over here? Like, you just like get your own shit." Because they kind of mentioned like the Atlanta Married to Medicine of it all a little
Yeah,
bit in this, which ones that they didn't know. But
yeah.
I realized that during the time, Nene was making like shady remarks about Married to Medicine, calling it like a knockoff show and all this. Which I mean, a little bit, but
It
of course Nene would do that.
what they I mean, it kinda is a knockoff, but it was I feel like this first season that we've watched was so good that it justified
Mhm.
itself as a
Yeah,
knockoff.
for sure. And I mean, all these shows are knockoffs. Basketball Wives, Love and Hip
Right,
Hop. It's all like
right.
essentially the same thing,
I
just
mean,
different
even
models and production
well,
styles.
even Andy Cohen will tell you that The Real House of Orange County, the very first of this whole batch of shit, that it was, like, supposed to be like a reality TV parody of Desperate Housewives, you know? Like,
Yeah. So Nobody owns the format, Mariah, we're talking to you.
Right, I mean,
But
on
no,
some
Quad and her dramatics, I liked. Her and her dog that she put up in them sweaters, walking around. I loved when Quad went to work. I feel like Quad had the partner I knew about the least. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to her partner, but the
yeah.
most thing I learned about him is that he used to date Phaedra and that he had a mugshot.
Mm, oh,
And Phaedra was invited to the wedding. And then Toya wanna cackle. Everyone was invited to that damn wedding. Which
has
it seems like everyone was invited to the wedding, but
yeah. Has
I'm on
Phaed
Quad's side.
has Phaedra ever been involved with a man that doesn't have a mugshot?
Um, I don't
Well,
know.
Jamal Bryant probably doesn't have one. He's got a lot of other stuff, but not a mugshot.
That's true. A lot of kids, no mugshots.
9
I'm
kids
not
and
quite sure. We'll
allegedly a
see who
fire
Phaedra is romantically linked to next.
Oh, Phaedra.
Hopefully
Uh,
not let's ask Angela Stanton. She's out now. She might
she is
know.
bitter. She's so bitter. I mean, I would be too, but still, she's just so bitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Quad was just and the thing is with Quad is she does go low and she takes it to another level at times. But
Mhm.
my thing is they were attacking her right off the gate.
Yeah, I don't even think she was one of the worst in this. I don't even think she was in the top half of
Yeah.
messy on the show.
Yeah,
I think it was Mariah, Toya, Carrie were like the
yeah,
messiest.
they were like at the top.
Quad was right behind them.
Yeah. What I'm
She was
sure
on the defense most of the time.
what I'm sure
Yeah, I
she's gonna have
agree.
more for us in future seasons. I'm sure she's gonna
Oh,
have
for
more
sure.
for
I
us.
mean, I know bits and pieces about what's happened vaguely. Like
Mhm,
I've seen the clips here and there. I
mhm.
know at some point Samoya, not Samoya. I combined Simone and Toya. At some point, Simone circles Toya like, you don't think. Which now that I know the context of them both, Toya probably wasn't thinking. And for Simone to go off like that, it's like
It must be
you
serious,
must have done something, right?
right?
I
Something.
know there's one season where Quad is essentially like iced out. This is like a later one, like maybe a
Mhm,
couple years ago, like 10, 11, like in that range, where
mhm.
Quad is essentially iced out. So she must
Yeah,
have done something crazy. I was
right.
acting up.
But
But
that's
watching the show, I'm like, how do they get 11 more years of this? That was
right,
my first reaction. I'm like, how do
right.
y'all survive?
Well,
And it
that
seems to be the same course. I see a lot of the obviously I knew Carrie was a one season wonder. And they
yeah,
added Heavenly, but it seems to be that six
most of the
with a
same
few others move, rotate out. But
yeah,
the
no,
same core seems to be there.
when I looked it up, it's similar to Potomac where they've had, like, a pretty good retention of OGs over the years.
Yeah. I
Um,
know we got Heavenly added. I know there's somebody called Contessa coming. I know there's like the lady who throws the drink on Quad. But other than that,
but yeah,
I'm not sure
my
what's
thing
to
with
come.
Claude with some of her not so kind remarks and stuff, it's like, I just can't find myself the energy to get mad when somebody is just essentially being reactive to being mistreated, similar
Yeah.
to, like, a Candace on Potomac. Candace regularly says things that are probably crossing lines, that are very low
Mhm.
blows, that are very, very nasty, but at the same time, it's like, y'all keep trying her, y'all keep trying to bully this girl.
Right? And, like, Quad didn't even go to hell in the way the others did. I think
Yeah,
she kinda started it with, like, the jabs with Carrie, but Carrie started it, she, like, went back, but I
yeah,
don't know, the anorexia clinic was followed up 2 episodes later by,
yeah,
the paternity in a fight and almost getting pushed in the pool. But
yeah,
it looks light in comparison.
right,
And then we get all of Mariah's grandstanding and Toya's mess, so it's like
right.
Quad has the capabilities to be messy, but this season, she wasn't even
Well,
top
I
3
think
in
part of it
anythings.
is I think at the very beginning, I feel like Toya and Carrie, like, they thought they were gonna come in and just bully this girl, and
Yeah.
I think when she fought back the way she did, they were like they were like, "Hold
They were
on."
like, "Oh."
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
like,
like
"Oh, so
they
she's
were
TV ready too."
right, they're like, "Maybe I'm not gonna, like maybe we're not gonna, like, steamroll her." So I feel like maybe
Yeah.
that's why they, like, toned it down
Yeah.
and
I
went
think it
from
was good that Quad had at least, like, Mariah had her EP energy on her side to an extent. 'Cause I'm
right,
sure Mariah was like, "Girl, give it back to them. You don't gotta be scared of these hoes. Carrie? You ain't scared of
right.
Carrie."
Well, that's the thing, yeah, I think if Quad did not have Mariah in her court, there would've been a much higher risk of her just getting iced
Oh,
out by these
yeah.
girls.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think about the reunion overall? Do you like it?
I mean,
Did they deserve one?
I think so. They absolutely deserved a reunion. I love the fact that it was a two-parter because I know sometimes with these
Right?
shows, when it's their first season, they might just get one.
Yeah. No, they
Um,
got 2 it was essentially a three-parter. That, like, shit they should have shown special at the end was
yeah,
essentially them sitting down yapping and then, like, deleted scenes in between.
right. Yeah, no, I think it was good. I mean, I think for me I think because there have been some reunions over the course of, like, the Bravoverse or whatever that have been, like, insane, iconic, amazing. Like, those are the ones that, like, other most reunions kind of disappoint me a little bit because, like, those ones are so good, like, those few are
Yeah.
so good. I feel like usually reunions aren't my favorite part of a season. Um, but I mean, this one was good. It was solid. It was like I think it was good enough, and they deserved it. They deserved to have their reunion.
No, for sure, definitely deserved it. I think it was a nice wrap up to the season. It was good getting everyone,
Mhm.
together again, wrapping up the storylines, really
Yeah.
getting like the final like Toya versus Mariah of it all. Which I
Mhm.
was annoyed. Mariah must have pulled some antics. Because first of all, Andy Cohen comes out like, Mariah, this is your show. Introduce everybody. So Mariah gets to introduce everybody. And then we go over, then like on the first scene on the other side is Carrie and not Toya. So I'm
Yeah.
like, this seems like
Okay.
some Mariah antics. But
Yeah.
overall, I think it was a good wrap up of the show. We closed out some of the storylines. And
Mhm.
although there wasn't like full resolution in between, the like Mariah and Toya, I do think it wasn't like contentious, like we can't film with each other anymore, which is
Right.
what's important.
It
Which
kind of
I don't think Toya ever would have. Mariah probably would have pulled that, but Toya doesn't seem like she'd pull. Boy, might not send the bitch to my house. Come on, let's go.
well, yeah,
That's
no,
what Toya gives me.
because Toy's made it clear that she just wants to make her money, get her bag, get her
Right.
lifestyle and everything, so she's not gonna refuse to film and turn down the check.
Right. Well, she's trying to get that new house. And Eugene
Right.
trying to sign that mortgage.
Right. And it's either she's gotta do Married to Medicine or her man's gotta start doing Botox. It's one or the other.
She was trying to get him on that boat.
And he said, That's not emergency care." And she's like, "It could be for some women."
I mean, she's not wrong. She probably should have listened to Carrie on how to help her man's practice, but I
Yeah.
don't know, I wouldn't want Toya in the books, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that could be a mess. I don't know if I trust her with all that.
Then she gonna bill my insurance wrong, and Imma be in some mess for years. Years.
Years of bullshit.
Well, what I wanna do after each season is I want us individually to rank the castmates, so that we
Ooh.
can, like, revisit this, see how it's changed over the seasons,
Mhm.
and I don't know, do whatever metric you want, who you like the most, who you think contributes the most.
Okay.
It's you.
Okay.
So 1 yeah, 1's
Yeah,
the best, 6 the worst.
my ranking is not necessarily based off who's actually doing the best or bringing the most of the show. It's just based off of who, like, I personally am standing.
Mhm.
So, my list would start with Dr. Jackie, number 1. That's my girl.
You know
Uh,
love you some Dr. Jackie.
I do love some Dr. Jackie. I would put Dr. Jackie, Quad, Dr. Simone, Toya, Mariah, Carrie.
Okay.
That's how I would go.
I would do definitely Dr. Simone 1,
Mhm.
Quad 2. This is where it gets tough. Imma put Taki Toya at 3, Jackie at 4, Mariah at 5, and
Jackie
Carrie
Mariah.
at 6. But, like, 3, 4, and 5, it's like it's close.
Yeah,
Like, 1 good scene from each of them,
could
you
change it
know,
all.
could change it up. Mariah can go to 3,
Right.
So, Toya, some Dr. Jackie,
Well, I don't think any
Mariah, they're each but I like them all.
yeah,
I appreciate them all. They brought it to the show.
none of them
But
cross
Dr. Simone, I just, like, related to her. I thought she was funny.
right.
Like, in a lot of situations, I was like, "This is how I would react." So,
Yeah,
I love me some
you're
Dr. Simone.
right, that thing, yeah. And I don't know if I really relate to Dr. Jackie. I don't think her and I really have anything in common for the most part,
Yeah,
but
I can name a few things.
I enjoy her. I like Dr. Jackie a lot.
No, I appreciate I respect Dr. Jackie. I will say that.
Yeah, that's my girl.
I would let her deliver my surrogate.
That's
That's
a
probably expensive. That's probably gonna double my surrogacy costs.
I would let her bully me into going to the gym.
I don't think you need bullying for that.
Some days, some days.
Would you let her put you in some startups? Would you get in some startups for Dr. Jackie?
Yeah, if she wanted to do it for the bed, probably. But I feel like she wouldn't wanna do that.
Probably not.
I
Not
feel
her
like
parading you around like you're a celebrity client.
I feel like she'd be like, I don't wanna look at no booty hole."
I think she would say it exactly like that too. And she'd make a remark about your diet.
Oh, I wonder what she would think of veganism.
I don't know, you should ask her.
She
I'm
seems
sure she has an she seems like she has an opinion on everything.
well,
She started her blog. What is it called? The Vaginal Flower? The Lights of
she
the Vaginal Flower?
she seems like the type that would tell me that would be like, "You need some lean meats in your diet."
I think she would recommend some iron supplements. She might be fair about it.
Right,
I think she'd be very clinical about it. I don't know.
right, right. No, and I trust her. I trust Doctor Jackie.
But, I know, I enjoyed Married to Medicine. I'm excited for season 2. I might start it earlier than I thought I would. Who
Right,
knows?
might as well.
Right? And I'm also trying to get married to medicine, so
Right.
we need to be at bars near some medical schools now. We need to get to the bag.
Any doctors out there? Screw that, let's ask right here on
Right?
the podcast.
Married to Medicine WeHo?
Any single doctors out watching this podcast, listening to this podcast?
I don't know, but our friend who dated a nurse went through it, so I don't know.
Well, that was a nasty nurse that he was dating. That was a nasty nurse.
But if you liked our podcast and you wanna, hear about season 2 of Married to Medicine next month, or our next episode next week, because we come out every Wednesday,
Right,
please
bro.
subscribe so we can show up right on your feed. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, on, Threads. We're mainly on the first 2, at
Yeah.
On a Real Note Pod, but we are everywhere on social medias at On a Real Note Pod. Please rate, review, subscribe so we show right up on your shit. Give us 5 stars. Do it all. Please. We need it. We deserve it. I want to be able to afford poppies without having to use Afterpay on a $3 soda, so
And now, paging Dr. Aidan, Dr. Noah, nurse whoever.
There's no more hosts. There's no more
There's no
hosts.
more hosts. Nurse Carter.
Nayanka. We can just say friends of the show.
Yeah.
Erica, Roy,
Roy.
Carter, John. Oh, I almost said Abby. That's my other show.
Not. Okay. Well, she's in the Meeks. Um